Welcome back to the channel. I'm Piotr Mokry, a Dallas-based DP, photographer, gaffer with a one-ton grip van full of Aputure lighting. I am available for hire. On this episode, I'm with Robert, a fellow freelancer and friend. We've actually exchanged a lot of work between each other over the years and worked on a lot of projects together. His client decided to order all the cameras and lighting and audio for this gig, so we just showed up, set it up, shot for 2 days. 1 day was set up, and this is what it's all about in this episode. So they ordered these amazing lights. No, they're not really amazing. A great tip when unpacking other people's gear, rental gear, or just gear in general, always take pictures so when it comes time to wrap, you can have everything in the right place. So we just got all the cameras set up. We have 4 total cameras. They'll be in 4 rooms. We have 4 lav mics, and I'm going to kind of give you all a rundown of what we did to prepare the camera. So first thing we did is we turned all the cameras on. We got them powered with batteries, and then we fired them up, and we made sure when we fire them up that they're obviously working. They're all factory reset when you get them from the rental house. So we have to put dates and times in. We want to set the date and time correctly because the clients will a lot of times rely on that to know what day we shot on, things like that. You don't want to make it where they're all off and it gets really confusing for them. Even though you may not use it in your workflow, the client will use it in their workflow. So after we got all the settings done, like on this one, we made sure that we were on the same record settings, the same frame rates. We're gonna set white balance in the rooms, same bit rate. So we're using 8-bit, and we're doing 1080 to make it easy on the client to handle because it's H.264 and 8-bit. But also we labeled all the cameras. So this is camera A, B, C, and D. We labeled the audio accordingly. So this is the receiver A, transmitter A, and we did that through all the cameras so everything lines up. But also, little trick, if you don't do this yourself already, it's a really good trick. When I use a card and it fills up and I remove it from the camera, that card goes to the DIT or whoever's in charge of pulling files. And what you do is you pull off the sticker here, and we know that that card came from camera 1 or camera A, and it is the first card out of the camera. And then you just go in order and in sequence as things go on. Sorry about that, we got cut off. So what's important is we don't shoot on these Canons or this specific model all the time. Ooh, let's peel that. So we have to familiarize ourselves in case there's any issues. So one of the things that we did is we're running the lav mics on the presenters, and we also wanted the internal mic as a backup. So when we went to the audio settings, we made sure that our inputs are set accordingly. So you could see it moving right now because it's using the built-in mic as channel 3 and 4, and then the one input, which is a mono channel coming from the lav, which most lavs that are single lavs like this are going to be mono. Even the ones that have 2 transmitters going into one receiver, they're a mono signal on each side. They're not stereo from each one. So we set that right there. So channel 1 and 2 are both set to this one. And the reason we did that is when the client gets it, they're not just going to have a mono signal on the left-hand side. They may not know what to do with it because they may, just not be used to it. You just never know what kind of team you're going to be working with. So we do have batteries. They ordered extra big batteries for these guys, which last a long time. It's showing 294-minute runtime. We have 436 minutes on each card. So that's the thing about these camcorders, is they're meant to last a long time. We also have chargers, and then we also have house power, AC power for these guys. So we have a lot of flexibility. We have backups. We have everything we need. So right now, Robert is getting the plates set up for the tripods. This is Robert. Say hello to the camera.
What's up, guys?
So this is his shoot. He brought me on board to help him out. So we're gonna hold a camera in each hand so we could get a close and a wide, and we're gonna be right on. No, we're not doing that, but anyways, we did unpack a lot of this stuff. The client ended up renting versus using our equipment, which happens sometimes, and that's just part of it. and we were more than willing to help them out getting it all set up and getting everything prepped and ready to go. So when we kick off on the 2 days of shooting, it's actually 2 days and then the end of the day today, so 2.25 days. So we have all that prepped. We are prepping lighting. They ordered this lighting kit and it is nothing spectacular, but they have a lighting kit for each room and it's just these little panels. So we'll use it as it is. The major thing about this filming is it's all internal and it's all training and educational. So we just got to make sure we capture the action and that it's visible and good audio from the presenters. And that's the most important thing. These are not cinematic shots, cinematic shooting, nothing like that. They also provided us with nice bright yellow stingers and some power strips if we need it. But yeah, it's a simple shoot, simple corporate stuff. A lot of the stuff we shoot here in DFW is internal, but in the end, it pays the bills and everything doesn't have to be cinematic and amazing. So the client loaned us one of their mail carts to bring everything around into the different rooms we'll be filming in. So that was nice of them because we were told to bring nothing. But Robert still brought his cart, which is over here, loaded down with his goodies. So we have the ability to move around. The black screen project. What the black screen project entails is just what you think, a black screen. It's gonna revolutionize the world. No longer do you have to stare at a screen full of nonsense, political, religious, pain, suffering. Now, you just look at a black screen. What this black screen will do will revolutionize the world. It's gonna change you. You're gonna feel whole. And speaking of a hole, what does this resemble? A black hole. Yes, the depths of our universe are in front of us now. So this is what we landed on. And what we had to do is make some slight adjustments on the lights, not conventional, not normal. This is the frame they're gonna want. So we actually put these lights here, crossed them pretty aggressively. We're getting light on the subject, showing up pretty even, but you see those bursts in the background? That's what we were fighting before. We're not getting them. Also, when we're standing here, we can actually present and talk without the lights hitting us.
Because they're going to be looking at the people.
Yep,
here.
And the lights are just past them. We're doing a cross, evenly lit. So I'm gonna step back again to show you. You see those bursts in my shot, but when we come over here, pretty much eliminated. So it's looking really good.
They won't be noticeable.
Yep.
Just a little bit of a flare.
2, 1. All right, so what's going on now?
Okay, so we get set up. We had our schedule. Producers in Canada. We're in Dallas. The main guy comes in, have all these rooms set up, and oh yeah, we don't need that camera, we don't need this camera. We're gonna be in here. This on this schedule's not there, it's over there. So we now basically only need 3 cameras on a 4-camera shoot, which actually helps us because we've only got 2 cam ops. And we condensed some of the training from multiple rooms into 2 main rooms with multiple demo areas going. So the beauty is now on a shoot like this, when we only had 1 camera per area, now we've got a complete backup camera and backup
audio,
lav, audio, everything, tripod, batteries, everything. So, and in the camera world, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So we actually now have backup, and that's kind of the way it is on a lot of these commercial shoots and corporate stuff, because some of the decision makers, the producers that think they know what's going on, they kind of get us in the ballpark. At least we had enough gear this time to cover it when that we didn't need as much. But the bottom line is everything kind of changed once we got here and we got set up. So anyway, just the way it is in the corporate world.
So we just packed everything up from that 1 room, and what did we get told?
Oh, we do need the 4th camera.
Oh, so now the 4th camera we put up is going to be used elsewhere, but luckily we packed it all up to be on standby. nicely wrapped up cords, lights put away. Right when we're done, they say, hey, let's take it back out.
Let's go do it.
So yesterday, right before we started with 4 different rooms running, lavs in each room and camera in each room, we tested the day before with all the lavs on and everything was working fine. But when we were gonna start, we put our headphones on, we noticed a lot of interference. We were getting a lot of like electrical staticky humming and buzzing in the headphones as a result of signals interfering with each other. So we had just 10 minutes to reset all the lavs and have them, or the transmitters and receivers, to get them going. So these are the Sennheiser G4s, very common, kind of the standard for, you know, prosumer level, even pro, which some people may or may not consider it, but you see them all the time. They've been around for years. So the reason that we're having issues, they're probably similar frequencies or on bad frequencies or on the same frequency. So the way you do it in these is you go to set, and then I will scroll down, and you don't go to sync, you go to easy setup, you hit set, and then you go up and you go to scan new list and hit set. Now it's going to scan frequencies to see if there's any open frequency, and you can see this little bar, looks like a dumbbell, is working its way to the right. Once it works its way over, it's going to give you a bank. It's going to give you options in that bank to choose the frequency you want. And right now we're at 555.200 megahertz. So 555.200 megahertz. So when this finishes up, which if you can see, that's at the end of the spectrum of this range, because we're at 516 to 558. So it's touching the end of that. So it's about to finish up, and it is gonna throw out almost there. There we go. Bank 12 has 12 free spots. We'll hit set, and it's showing 518.200. Hit set, 518.200. Now this one's not matched with 518.200, so it's at 555.200. So what do we do to sync them up? So you go to on off here again, and you go to set, and you go out of easy setup, and you hit sync. You hit set, and then you get this portion here is an RF transmitter, and there's a transmitter. It's like a remote transmitting for your TV, infrared. You're gonna face them to each other, and then you can see that it's synced. So it's at 518.200, and we're good to go. They match. Also, some people may want to know how to adjust the gain if it's too low, too high. You can go to set, and then you go to, actually the gain is done in here. Sensitivity is there, and you could adjust that up or down. Hit set, and then you could set it up or down. So just so you know, the receiver is what goes on the camera because it's receiving the signal and going into your camera. The transmitter is transmitting from the person to the receiver or to the camera, whatever you want to, however you want to put it in perspective. So you do the scan on the receiver, And then you do dB adjustments if you want to adjust the strength of it here, depending on the lav mic you use on the system. So I thought this would be good information for people to have. If you're in a panic situation, you got to know your gear. With me, I was already familiar with this system because I have 4 of these lavs, transmitters and receivers from Sennheiser. But this is how the G4 works. Some of the other ones are slightly different, just a little bit. So familiarize yourself when you get on set, and always scan for clean frequencies, because these were rentals. These were in a totally different part of the world, the city, whatever, and they were possibly scanned or not. These didn't all come together. We got 4 of them. They could have never been together. So you just got to make sure you check frequencies, and you check them when it's busy and most of the people are in there. So like if people start coming in and you have like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, go ahead and do a fresh scan. Make sure it's good. That will avoid all the little pops and interference that you may get. Sometimes you can't avoid that, and you have to go with a audio mixer, an engineer that can really take advantage of scanning frequencies and doing a good job. But for us smaller freelancers, run and gun type of people, small production companies, this will work for you. And this was my view for 2 days. We had 4 cameras between the 2 of us, myself and Robert. We each got to monitor 2 of them. We had headphones. That was the most important thing, to make sure the audio was good. We jumped between the rooms. There was no zooming, no panning. The camera was stationary. We hit record. We made sure everyone was laved up before their session, and that was it. So would you fill your schedule up with something like this and shoot this every single day, or would you just get brain rot as a result of it? It's part of freelancing, especially here in Dallas. I don't necessarily hate it. I don't necessarily enjoy it. I just do it. But now, let's wrap up the day. Here's the end of day 3. We're wrapping up and having to pack everything out the way it came, all into these boxes. It is not going to be fun. So I got to get off my phone and look at all the pictures I took, because I always take pictures before unpacking so I know how it all goes together. Robert's bagging the last thing.
Bag it up.
Packing it away to get shipped off. Everything else is stowed away. Took us about 30 minutes to pack everything up, make sure we got everything where it needed to be, and then it gets shipped off. So, should be fun. And then I'm off to the meetup. Wow, what a turnout at our first ever meetup. You guys are amazing. We had a lot of great conversations about industry, freelancing, and how to make moves and get forward in doing production in general. And it was great speaking with every single one of you. I wish I could have spoken with more of you, but we just kind of ran out of time. So I'm going to keep that in mind for the next meetup. We need more time. But I did cross paths with an awesome person, and he runs an Instagram called The Edit Cave, and he made a cool little highlight video, so I had to showcase it. It was showing off all the cool equipment that was at the meetup. So thank you so much, Alejandro, for making it out. I will catch up with you soon enough. You seem like a great resource and a great person to network with. So remember, guys, network, network, network.